Excited to welcome you all. So first of all, thank you for having me here. Thank you, ma'am, for being me here.
So every week we give an opportunity to the student for during the hosting and the comparing of it, so that they get an opportunity on this global forum like this. On that note, please welcome Ms. Vaishali, who is going to be our host for today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
So on that note, over to you, Vaishali, to invite the next speaker, the first speaker on board.
Yeah, I'm excited to invite Dr. M. Amra from MGR University, India. She's going to deliver her speech in the topic of enhancing transparency and accountability, multilateral finance stability.
Dr. Amra from MGR University. Dr. Amra? Anyone from MGR University here? Okay, we'll move on to the next speaker. Thank you.
So the next speaker, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Jalina Boskovic from Serbia, Metropolitan University, Belgrade.
Dr. Elena, warm welcome.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure having you. Please, over to you.
Yes, I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Sure. It's
yes.
always a pleasure having you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
One more, I'm sorry, I think the recording has started very late. We have missed the first part of it. We may have to repeat it towards the end one more time. I'm sorry to say that, but we will take care of it at least next time. Sure. Thank you.
I'm start?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon. Respected Dr. Shrivedia, Sakamar, scientists, university professors, experts, ladies and gentlemen, I have special thanks for invitation, Dr. Shrivedia Sikamar, so to be a guest speaker and extend my warm regards to the organizer of this important topic, inclusion of financial architecture, international growth, presidency, excellence, inclusive reliance growth. Throughout various topics, we advance our education, expand awareness and development of the mind. Today, my topic, the correlation of the financial system and climate change throughout the pathway to climate realize in the 21st century. Climate change is one of the most serious challenges facing civilization today. In economic analysis is considered a negative extremely with such a wide-ranging impact that some climate economic models indeed that is could lead to the loss of up to a quarter to global GDP. In other words, there is a dual interaction between climate change and financial flows. The physical and transition risk stemming from climate change are sources of financial risk and is a mandate on central banks and supervisors to ensure to the financial system is realized to this risk. Or to go to classical microeconomic model can different the implication of climate change on both the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Besides, many authors believe that traditional macroeconomics model of risk assessment by central banks based on rational expectation, consisting of exploitation of historical data and the summation of Gaussian distribution, are largely irrelevant for assessing future climate risk. The adoption of an approach for financial institutions to systematically assess climate-related financial risk has led to a demand for the use of stress tests, thanks to which climate risk in assets become more transparent. If the financial sector wants to minimize climate risk and contribute to climate change mitigation, it is necessary to align financial policies with environmental obligation in a way that financial market actors work on the transition of their investment portfolio to net zero greenhouse gas emission, as fragmented financial activity could lead to insufficient financing of the transition to climate neutrality on global level. The focus on mobilizing international investors for sustainable finance. Altogether, there is still no uniform definition of sustainable finance. It certainly represents a process in which climate, environment, and social factors are taken into account in investment decisions, leading to increased investment in long-term and sustainable activities. Sustainable finance consists of the set of tools that offer transparency and help to consider environment sustainability in decision-making, thus encouraging a long-term horizon for investment decision and making is clear what consisted a climate sustainable investment, namely taxonomy, standards, label, and benchmarks, the declaration of data by company and financial institution on their impact on climate change and environment, and fiduciary duty in institutional investor and green manager. The most important sustainable financial products are green bond and green loan. Finally, for addressing climate change risk to become critical for central banks, regulators, and supervisors that need to take a crucial step toward building a sustainable finance system and making the economy more realize the future climate shock, which make both economy and environment science. Is very important. Climate change, financial flow, climate risk, sustainable finance. The Earth climate is a globally connected system driven by solar energy, has always been changing, taking a historical perspective on climate change. Fleming authors conclude that anthropogenic driver of climate change have been postulated since the 17th century with a focus on forestation and agriculture, and that all primary exploitation for natural climate change, greenhouse, the GAG, orbital factors, solar radiation, continental position, volcans gas realize, watering of silicate rocks and formation and coal and carbonate rocks were identified late 19th century in the sixth assessment cycle. The IPCC2 conclude climate change since the pre-industrial era is combination of long-term anthropogenic change and natural variant on time scale from day to decades. Science today indicate the human activity are increasing the concentration of gases in the atmosphere and terribly changing the composition of the atmosphere by burning fossil fuel, leading to change and land use, deforestation, uphosphorization, urbanization, desertification, and changing the amount of solar energy reflected from the Earth's surface and changing circulation pattern lower in atmosphere. It's interesting the link between climate change and financial follows. Climate change, economic views, climate change, a public good, which economic analysis is considered is negative, extremely with such a wide-ranging impact to some climate economic model indicate that climate change could lead a loss up to a global GDP. Climate change economics start from the classical welfare theory, from the Pygmalion approach, because it considers necessary the term or CO2 tax through which climate external are internalized. By placing climate change is the framework economic analysis GAG emission that close warming and other change weather pattern. General Secretary United Nations Antonio Guterres, that the phase of planetary warming is over and the planet Earth is entered the phase planetary cooling, is that civilization of the 21st century in the midst of a climate crisis and not just hypothetically. According to stand climate change is the greatest market failure the world has ever seen. The market failure areas from the cost associated with combination fossil fuels and then private costs. Much authors is scientists is discussion climate change and sustainability finance. Climate change characteristic systematic crisis, ecosystem, public health, and the world economy and financial system and influence. Its global character requires international action in multilateral solution and participation of stakeholders. The independence and interconnection of ecosystem elements, risk category, etc. Author Bolden and et al. Elaborated and conclude interaction between ecological and economic systems can generate new complex chain reaction. It's interesting typology of climate risk in financial system. Physical risk are true linked to human dependence on nature. The changes is GDP later because according Barton et al., physical risk are listed areas from interaction, climate change, hazard, and vulnerability and exposure and natural system. Is interesting climate change and macroeconomic more in demand and demand supply. Climate change affects economic flow through two types of measures which is taken the response climate change measure to mitigate, reduce to GHG effect mitigation measure. Economic scientists is very interesting discussion, climate change and macroeconomic, economic and different models, climate risk assessment and the financial system, traditional risk management and financial market driver, the assessment of material risk and the mitigation with ultimate goal, ensuring investor protection and financial market realize. But specific billion dollar Nortados, winner of 2018 Nobel Prize in Economics for integrated climate change into long-term macroeconomic analysis and best know his work in the economic model and climate change view the economic of climate change, the perspective of neoclassical theory of economic growth. The design model, the professor William Nardos, have interesting discussion. Weizmann showed, author scientist Weizmann, showed also the mention here, who seriously considered the possibility the catastrophic climate change may impact this counting, suggesting the need for significant investment, the climate change mitigation today to avoid possibility future catastrophe. Interesting sustainable finance. what sustainable finance? Given the financial needs, the real sector, sustainable finance, should cover two urgent imperatives. A high-level expert group on sustainable finance. One, the contribution of finance to sustainable and inclusive growth by finance, the long-term need of society, and strengthening financial stability by incorporating environment, social, and government factor and into investment decision mentioned. Sustainable financial product, the global market for sustainable finance as exponential growth the last several years, and financial product with sustainable effects become an important part of the investment landscape. It's interesting, the G20 Green Finance Study Group summarized several important advantages of green bonds, namely, one, providing additional source green financing for bank lending and equity financing. Two, enabling longer term financing of green projects, especially in countries where demand the green infrastructure investment is high, but supply of long-term bank loan is limited. Three, provided interactive issue direct bond green project for reputation gain. Four, improving the issuer. Five, provide green accepted responsible investor. Is pillars of sustainable finance system is interesting. Please, taxonomy, climate change, European taxonomy, etc. It's a very interesting theme. Is much time. Much time is complex theme. Conclusion, my lecture today: climate change refers to a significant change in climate, temperature, perception, or mind that lasts for a long period of time, decades or longer. At the same time, also a source of structural change and globally economy. Is very interesting. Reorient capital flow toward sustainable investment in order to achieve green and climate neutral development, managing financial risk, and I think from biodiversity, loss of climate change. By focusing climate financing in the real sector, they are send clear signal private sector, posted transparency long period. Unfortunately, what is certain that the coming years will be threatened by now climate uncertainty in the long period 21st century. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for attention. Thank you very much for invitation. It's very interesting conference G20 group planet. Thank you, dear Professor Sidia. Thank you. Thank you very much. The best regards, my colleague, professors, experts, scientists, and the international organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Alina. Very kind of you. That was a wonderful start indeed. That to hear from me, I think we can hear it from Dr. Vasanthi Reena Williams.
Yeah, Reena. Thank you so much, Dr. Delina. You're such an inspiration. And I've been listening to your discussion since the past few sessions, and each time you've been hitting the points bang on. Correlation, you spoke about the correlation of the financial system and climate change in the 21st century. This was your main objective, and you touched on the points very well. There was so much that I could, I'm sure the others who are here also will agree with me. About the points that you touched upon, like climate change, you said is a big challenge, and rightly said. There is a dual interaction between climate change and financial flows. Very true. You also touched upon the economic classic model about the macroeconomic model of risk management. You spoke about the assessment of future climate risk by the financial institutions, and that is really a call for action. And this is something that is visible. It is not something that we need to predict. It is something that we are already able to see, visualize. Investment decisions increase you spoke about that, you touched about that as well, in investment through sustainable finance. Then you spoke about encouraging low tab in investment taxonomy standards and ensuring a positive impact on climate change. You spoke, that was a very interesting point about green bond, critical for banks to take crucial steps to build sustainable or suitable financial flow and ensure sustainable finance. You explained very clearly the influence of climate change and the initiations taken up during the 17th century onwards. You touched upon that very well, which have been a justification towards the financial economic model and the link towards sustainability. You spoke about the economic analysis in the 21st century, focusing on sustainability in ecosystem and public health and risk categories. So it is so much interlinked. You justified each point very well. You touched upon each aspect connected to addressing financial risk, and that is correlated to climate change with proper justification. Thank you, Professor Jelena. Thank you for sharing so much knowledge and information. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. It's interesting interaction, climate change and financial sector. Financial sector, bank sector, macroeconomy, a new economy in process, globalization. Thank you. Thank you. In today situation in the world, war in the Ukraine and Gaza, 16 war in the world. Complex situation, economic, climate change, climate demographic picture, etc. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very interesting, your discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alina. Thank you, Dr. Vasanthi Williams.
Thank you.
Yeah, to add on to that wonderful contribution and the pointers of deliberation from Dr. Alina, the climatic change policies significantly impact on capital flows and the investor risk perception. Definitely. And ma'am has addressed with exactly the 4 points in vogue. That's the impact on the capital flows, which will include companies with poor environmental profiles, with higher capital costs and low interest rates due to increased perceived risk by the investors, with the climate vulnerability, which lead to the higher debt costs. So they are under the pressure of loans, affecting access to the financing for the companies, and not only the companies, even the countries as well, And the investors recognize the climatic change as a factor that influence short-term and long-term investment decisions, potentially altering the asset evaluations and the returns. And as Dr. Vasanthi Williams ma'am was also mentioning, the risk factor, risk perception of the investors, which are something like physical risks, which are with the natural disasters, transitional risk with the regulatory changes, sudden changes which come up, or with the sustainability technology adoption, which are associated with the climatic change, increase the weightage average cost of the capital, that is WACC, for all the companies and all the stakeholders. So the investors are in a demand for the higher returns to compensate this climate-related uncertainty and potential losses that are raising the cost of the capital. So the effective carbon risk management which is involved can reduce the cost of the debt capital, while poor environmental performance can increase it, on the contrary. So the investors should consider climatic risk assessment and also sustainable finance, as Mom was mentioning about the green bonds and other things, and also the risk mitigation processes which are involved in it. Thank you, Dr. Alina. That was a wonderful presentation. And thanks, Dr. Vasanthi, ma'am. That was a wonderful summary even. Thank you. Moving forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A very interesting discussion. You and the colleague Dina, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Interesting discussion. Climate change and financial sector. Financial sector bank taxonomy group is a special problem in the world. Common ground taxonomy climate change mitigation in China is big problem in the world.
One other speaker is addressing it now for China.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Inferences, thank you. Over to Ms. Vaishali to welcome the next speaker, Dr. Delton Rebello. Thank you.
It's my turn.
Yes, Professor. I think Vaishali will introduce you and then you can take it up, Professor. Thank you. Vaishali, please. Thank you, Professor. Yeah.
All right, ma'am.
Yes.
So the next speaker I would like to invite is Dr. J. Arulsingh. Is a smart working.
Dr. Delton, yeah.
Dr. Delton. But the Excel sheet I'm having is the pointer to Dr. J. Arulsingh. That's why I just got confused a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. The next speaker I would like to invite is Dr. Delton Rebello, Brazil. University of UIT. So he is going to deliver a speech on the topic of policy analysis and recommendation for sustainable economic and stability.
Yes, thank you, Vaishali. Thank you so much. Yes, Professor, please, over to you and you can take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a slide to share.
I think
I'll be sharing
with the sharing option. Yeah, your screen is loading, Professor. We are able to view the screen, but only thing is you need to go on to the presentation mode.
Okay. I think it.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, it's slideshow from the current.
Yes, okay. I think it's visible.
It's visible. It is visible.
If the slides don't change, please tell me.
Okay, can we try it now?
Yes.
Can you move on to the
Well,
next slide?
first of all, I would like to say my thanks, my gratitude for the kind invitation to be here to Dr. Sukumar, Dr. Virginia Rivera, and also my thanks for the mediator, Vishali, for the presentation. Well, my topic today, it's about the policy analysis recommendations for sustainable economic stability. And making an introduction about the concept and relevance, we are going to see that the sustainable economic stability refers to a systemic approach where economic growth is pursued in ways that do not compromise environmental health.
I guess there's some internet connectivity issue.
Yeah, it is actually. So we'll come back to Professor later. Professor, we lost you in between.
Yes, I'll be back. Can you?
Yeah, you can. You can start your presentation, not to worry.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me.
It's fine. Okay. Yes, please continue, Professor.
Yes, and thank you very much. And I was talking about systemic resilience. Economies must withstand external shocks, such as pandemics or climate disasters, without collapsing. The next topic, it's about the holistic policy integration, economic, social, and environmental dimensions must be treated as interconnected, not isolated. And a critical reflection is that traditional models focusing solely on GPD growth are increasingly seen as inadequate for measuring genuine progress. And continuing, I think, okay, oh, just, okay. And continuing, we have also green, just to check, okay, a critical reflection. And we also have green fiscal reform. Key structures incentivize to favor sustainable practices. And here we have some key components like polluter pays principle. Those who cause environmental damage bear the costs. And the carbon pricing effective in steering corporate and consumer behavior towards lower emissions. Of course, we have much other key components, but due to the limited time, I will highlight only the two ones. And continuing, also, we have social inclusion, and this topic, it's based about social inclusion that ensures that the burdens and the benefits of sustainable transitions are equitable, distributed, and the strategies we can have accessible education, aimed at green skills in curricula at all levels, and healthcare resilience. And about healthcare resilience, system, of course, must be prepared for new environment health threats. And continuing, we have also the importance of redirecting investment flows toward sustainability is essential for economic transformation. And the priorities are de-risking mechanisms, government guarantees can make green projects more attractive to investors, and impact measurement evaluate investments based on social and environment returns, not just financial gains. And continuing, we also have about the resilient infrastructure. It is fundamental for mitigating economic vulnerabilities, and we have some strategic areas. For example, nature-based solutions, wetlands, mangroves, and urban green spaces to absorb climate impacts. And also technological integration, smart infrastructure that uses the data and artificial intelligence to optimize performance and detect failures. And continuing about international cooperation, I think multilateralism is essential for addressing global economic and environmental challenges. And some focus areas would be climate finance mobilization, expanding access to mechanisms like the Green Climate Fund and Adaptation Fund, and also global standards alignment, harmonizing carbon pricing, sustainable finance frameworks, and SASG reporting requirements. And continuing about international cooperation, we have also technology transfer, and it would be support for developing countries in accessing green technologies, and trade agreements with environmental clauses ensure trade promotes, not undermines, sustainability goals. And for my conclusions, as a integrated and long-term vision, achieving sustainable economic stability requires a profound paradigm shift that transcends traditional economic models focused solely on growth. It demands a systemic long-term vision based on the following pillars. The first one pillar, systemic thinking and interconnectivity. Economies, societies, and ecosystems are deeply interdependent. Policy responses must recognize feedback loops between economic activity, environmental degradation, and social inequality. Fragmented sector-specific solutions are insufficient. And also, we must have a visionary and adaptive leadership. Political, economic, and civil society leaders must commit to transformative change. Visionary leadership entails anticipating future risks, setting bold sustainability targets, and maintaining flexibility to adapt as a new scientific knowledge emerges. And also, it's quite very important to cross-sector and cross-border integration. Sustainability challenges such as climate change, biodiversity loss, and economic instability do not respect national borders or sectoral divisions. Solutions must be integrated across sectors like energy, agriculture, finance, education, and coordinated globally. And also, we have dynamic and inclusive policy making. Policies must evolve over time, incorporating participatory mechanisms that ensure representation of marginalized groups. Public engagement increases policy legitimacy and effectiveness, while ensure a just transition for all societal sectors. Well, many thanks. And I return the word for the mediator.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Romero. May I request Dr. Vasanthi Reena Williams to do summary?
Yes. You may call me Reena Williams. It's easier. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Dalton. You touched on you gave in very suggestions as well. As I was listening, I found it so, maybe you could have gone on and on some more time and shared some more information. You focus basically on policy analysis. That was your theme, recommendations for the sustainable economic stability. Now, your discussion started from scratch. You started with a systemic resilience, and you focused on the need to be able to withstand external shocks. So you justified why you have chosen this topic, and then you concluded it with wonderful suggestions. Like you touched upon climate disasters and how the pandemic and all that is, part of the need for coming up with, kind of policies. And it's not just for one place, but for the whole world to follow. So your discussion focused on green fiscal reforms that could help in sustainable practices, and rightly mentioned that there should be accessibility for education and healthcare, which is very important. This would help in addressing, definitely, this will help people to combat such uncertainties. And yes, government should focus on making green projects more attractive to investors. You mentioned that. And also to focus on social environment returns, and not just focusing on financial gains. That's very true, because it is mentioned as focusing on social environment, but then somewhere that link is not there. You see more towards the financial gains. That is true. And then, you've touched upon wetlands. And I remember one of these sessions that was, one of Dr. Srividya's sessions. I think the first one, which I attended, the first one, there was a discussion about wetlands. And what I understood is there are a lot of initiatives already in place that is happening in this regard. So you've touched upon that very rightly. And you spoke about the mangroves to absorb climate impacts and smart technology integration. We are in, many people speak about, say that we are in Industry 4.0, but when I research, I find that, they say that there's a sudden leap from Industry 4.0 to 6, because we are into metaverse and so many other things. And they say that there's so much of, technology is just, jumping at such great speed. So probably we should be, like you mentioned correctly, that using AI to optimize performance and help us identify the risk that can probably happen, and then we can mitigate that risk using technology. And you also touched upon climate finance mobilization, global standard alignments, and the ESG reporting. That should be made mandatory, a little bit more brought into the policy guidelines for all to follow. And achieving economic stability, you said, requires a paradigm shift. Of course, a systematic thinking, interconnectivity. So team effort between societies, the economies, the ecosystem, all that is required. You spoke about cross-sector and cross-border integration. And that is what this G20 summit is, trying to achieve, I guess. And I'm sure somewhere down the line, everything will fall in place, and there will be some kind of a positivity that we can see happening. You touched upon visionary and adaptive leadership that is required to bring in this required change. Thank you so much, Professor Dilton, and I thank Dr. Srividya for giving me, this platform is, I needed to go, but I don't like to go. So thank you so much, Professor Dilton. That was a wonderful knowledge sharing that you shared with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For those inspiring inputs from Dr. Vasanthi Reenavilliamai.
Thank you. Reena.
Yes. I know.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. So to add on a little bit more for the policy analysis, the recommendations for the sustainable economic stability, which will involve the evaluating the impact of the policies on the economy and providing evidence-based recommendations on stability and sustainability. As Professor was mentioning, the policy analysis of, he covered the 3 different areas of fiscal policy, monetary policy, and the regulatory policy. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm not going in detail because we're running short of time. And recommendations for the sustainable economic stability. That is, he has touched certain areas of diversification, as Dr. Vasanthi Reenavilliamai was mentioning. Investment in the human capital, That is investment in education, investment in training, investment in healthcare to develop the workforce. 4.0, as ma'am was mentioning, it's not even 4.0 now, it's for investment 6.0. So moving ahead in such a pace, the sustainable infrastructure, investment in the sustainable infrastructure with the renewable energy and the green buildings to support the long-term economic growth with the financial stability, to implement policies to promote financial stability and regulating the financial institutions and managing debt for social protection and implementing social protection policies, such as in terms of financial stability and also employment stability. So it's like taking care of the planet, taking care of the people as well. Thank you, Professor. That was a wonderful contribution indeed. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So yes, it's always a pleasure having you here, and it's always, we would like to work with you more and more, Professor. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Dilton. Thank you. Yeah, Vaishali, can we invite the next speaker, please?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So we would like to invite, I think we can take it from there was Tavasilingam, Dr. Tavasilingam.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, are you ready?
So the
Tavasilingam? Representation from Sairam. Welcome, sir. Kindly unmute yourself, sir, please. Yes, Vaishal, you can go ahead with your introduction part of it. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next speaker we would like to invite is Dr. K. Tavasilingam. Is a professor at Sairam Eshwar Engineering College. Is a NBA coordinator as well as a conference organizer. Yeah, sir.
Unable to unmute? Okay. Niranjan or Kapilan? Doctor says he's unable to unmute. Let me try, sir.
Oh, ma'am.
Doctor is not able to unmute himself. I don't know, where are you guys today? Something is terribly wrong. Kapilan?
I'm at home, ma'am.
Doctor is not able to unmute himself. So you try to click the red icon, sir, of unmuting. It's not happening?
It's not a
Let me call Dr. Ramesh. Thank you. 1 minute. Yeah, we'll move on to the next speaker, Vaishali. Can we invite Akshaya, please? Akshaya, can you try speaking something?
I'm asked to come out and again come in, ma'am.
You may have to exit and come back again, sir. Dr. Tavasilingam, you might have to exit and come back again. Let's try that, okay? Akshaya, can you try to speak something? Akshaya? I think it's happening for everyone. Kapilan,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a solution for it?
Just a
Even
second.
Akshaya is not able to speak. We all have to exit and come back again?
Ma'am, exit and come back again.
Akshay also have to exit and come back again.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Akshay. Thank you so much. Try to present yourself. Thank you. Very sorry for the inconvenience. Until Dr. Tavasilingam, you may have to exit. You may have to go out and come back again. Akshay, I think you can start your presentation by then. Kapilan, we would request you to be active and be live so that we are able to sort out any problem which is coming. Right? It's better you open your camera as well so that we know that you are there. Akshay, please start your presentation now.
Sure, ma'am. Let me share my screen.
Thank you. You are visible, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
It's loading, I think. Let me just check. I'm not able to say anything today because it's. Have you shared it?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to share?
Just a minute. Just a minute.
It's showing all participants for me. Yeah, it's loading, Akshaya. We're able to see, and your topic is on inclusion of the financial architecture and international growth. That's your first slide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go on to the presentation mode and try presenting it? Yes, please go ahead, dear. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for introducing me. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So, I would like to greet all the professors and all the speakers present in this presentation. So, imagine living in the world flooded with money, banks, apps, and investment options. Yet, millions even today struggle with simple financial decisions. Financial literacy divides the world, and I'm here today to speak about the financial literacy as a state by the art of safe and sustainable financial freedom globally. Of course, financial literacy divides the world, and it's not about rich versus poor or developed versus developing. Across the globe, only 1 in 3 adults is financially literate. The divide creates silent barriers and silent struggles. In India, only 27% of adults are financially literate, according to the NCFE report. Even in developed countries like the US, over 60% of adults fail basic financial quizzes. So, let's understand what financial literacy really means. It's not about understanding the stock market or the Wall Street secrets. It's about the basics, simple but powerful. How interest rate works and how inflation silently eats your savings, and why diversifying investments matter. Without these foundations, even reading a simple form can feel overwhelming. During COVID-19 lockdowns, millions who didn't understand EMI difference in India ended up paying extra interest unknowingly. So this is what the foundation of financial knowledge is. Then, the financial freedom isn't about how much you earn. It is about how much you control you have over your money. Someone with a model income but good financial habits can live peacefully. But someone earning less without knowledge can face financial chaos. Financially literacy, but true sustainable well-being. I would like to tell one of the real incident that happened in Kerala, in India. In Kerala, microfinance programs taught rural women saving habits, and many built stable lives despite for low income. But during this problem, some microfinance people tried to scam those people, and that caused a big issue in Kerala. Access without understanding. Today's people have easier access to financial products like bank apps, the UPI and UPI wallets, etc. But here, the truth is access is not equal to understanding. Owning a credit card doesn't mean knowing how to manage the debt. Having a loan doesn't mean how to interest compounds. Without education, technology alone cannot save us. RBI reports showed a sharp rise in digital loan frauds in India post 2020 because people clicked on apps without reading the fine details. So let's talk about who's left behind. The gaps aren't equal. Women, rural families, the elderly often face the largest barriers. And tragically, those who need financial face the most often have the least access to them. This creates cycles of exclusion and vulnerability. A rural woman in Rajasthan lost her savings in a chit fund scam because she didn't understand the basic savings schemes. This is where women are always left behind in financial literacy. Then, financial ignorance is expensive. That leads to costlier loans, high penalties, unnecessary fees. It is a crucial cycle. Low literacy leads to a bad choice, more debt, and even lower financial stability. In 2003, thousands of Indian small traders paid huge hidden charges because they didn't read the merchant account agreements carefully. This isn't just about individuals making mistakes. The global financial system is complex, exclusive, and intimidating. The architecture wasn't built for everyone. It favors those already is fluent in finance and all leaves many behind it. In Zambia and Sri Lanka, lack of financial education worsened debt crisis because citizens couldn't push for transparent policies. But literacy powers can reform, but change is possible and starts with literacy. When people understand their financial rights, they can demand reforms. They can push for fairer policies. They can protect themselves. Without education, reforms stay trapped in policy documents. So let us talk about what works globally. Some countries show us how it's done. Australian teachers Australia teaches financial skills from middle schools. Singapore's national program include mandatory savings education. In Kenya, uh, Kenya made banking accessible to rural areas and paired it with financial literacy programs. Global success stories shows literacy access equals real inclusion. Technology can be powerful enabler. Digital apps, gamified learning, and community workshops. They make financial education engaging and accessible, but the right content must reach the right people in simple language. Understanding is equal to inclusion. True inclusion isn't just about opening bank accounts. It's about ensuring people understand what they are signing up for, savings, credit, insurance, and investments. Inclusion happens only when people feel confident managing their own finances. For example, I would like to tell you an example in Bangladesh. A micro loan project failed when the literacy training was skipped, leading to massive defaults. So this is all about the inclusion and fixing the model. The current financial system must evolve. It must simplify language, be accessible to all literacy levels, and embrace education and tech together. We need the architecture that empowers, not excludes. So changes won't happen overnight, but every small step counts. Schools, including finance basics, and offices offering money management programs, and government supporting community workshops. Together, step by step, we can build a world where financial literacy isn't rare, it's normal. So to remember this, financial freedom is just about having more money. It's about having knowledge, the power to plan, to decide, to dream. A world with financial literacy is a world that is safer, fairer, and truly free. Thank you. Thank you one and all for listening to me.
Thank you, Akshaya. That was a wonderful presentation indeed. Yeah, and I'm quite speechless because you're the first student who is speaking on this forum today. And definitely the inputs that you've shared really made me really think for a while that how much you have thought at the global level about talking about the two big threats. When we talk about climatic change, that itself a big threat. When climatic change is related to finance, again, it's another big threat, which we are people at a very higher levels are finding it very difficult to handle. And your thought process in handling these two as a state of art, financial literacy as a state of art, has really had a lot of inputs to that. And definitely, I would like to take it over after Dr. Vasatilena Williams. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Akshaya truly said you did a wonderful job. And it's good to know that students are taking interest. You are the future generation, and I think more and more should be joining. And you need to be motivated. I'm sure you will be a motivation for so many others to join in the next for the next sessions as well. Akshay, you touched so much upon inclusion of financial literacy. That is basically what you touched upon, and that you said, according to your discussions, that focus of your discussion was on financial literacy to bring in the sustainable financial management. So in one of my earlier discussion, I had shared a case study. This was discussion of how street vendors are most of them majorly, according to the study I did, majority of them are illiterate. Many can't even sign, put in their signatures, but they're so good in handling their financial transactions. I was mentioning how they don't even have a calculator. You buy various other of fruit vendor, a vegetable vendor, you buy different vegetables, but then they calculate the whole total and they tell you. You give them a note, a 500 rupee note, and they know how much they correctly return the change to you. But they fail miserably in financial management, and that is therefore a very crucial point which you addressed, because that is, they fail miserably in financial management, leading to their economic status remaining the same. They are unable to join the mainstream because of this. So financial literacy is very, very, very important. You touched about microfinancing as well, and that is it is spreading across. I see a lot of not only women but also men, taking part in this microfinance activities, and it is helping some. And I find that some people are joining microfinance not just to enhance or make use of it positively, but they are making use of it just to seek loans, because I understand that the rate of interest is just 1%. That the focus of microfinance is to bring in financial stability, but that again, there some kind of a policy needs to be put in place, but otherwise that will not it will just be an activity, but it will not take anything, take anybody forward. So we need to understand that. And then you spoke about financial rights, and saying, you mentioned that yes, the people should know when to invest and when to divest as well. And you mentioned how you also gave examples of all different countries worldwide, how they are encouraging financial literacy from the schooling level. So that was interesting to hear. And then you also gave suggestions of inclusion of money management programs to make it successful. So that was really a wonderful presentation by you, Akshaya. My best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you once again. Thank you, ma'am.
And especially, I would like to have just one simple addition here because running short of time. As we are all educators, when it comes to students, some kind of, that kind of love and affection and bonding automatically develops, looking at it, even though you are not my student, but when we see the student coming and speaking, it's
Yes.
like, okay, yeah, okay, lovely, great. It's like, it's that kind of a very great moment, actually. So celebrating that great moment here with Akshaya. Thank you so much, Akshaya. I would like to just mention, along with Dr. Vasanthi and Reena Williams, only one simple thing. The best gift for a parent to gift a child is, at whatever stage it is a piggy bank. So they are trained from even a very small, younger age, such that the value for money and how to take care of it, when it has been inculcated and imbibed at the smallest age, then gradually it grows and they will be able to handle it whichever way it comes, definitely. And that is the main reason of bringing students onto this forum, definitely giving them a chance to speak and throw their views. Thank you. Thank you, Akshaya. Thank you so much. Yes, can we invite Dr. Tavasilingam now? I'm sorry, sir. Can you please try
Yes, ma'am.
unmuting yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you
Thank
able to
you.
hear me?
Yes.
Finally, I spoke out.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So, yes, Vaishali, will you be able to invite Dr. Tavasilingam, please?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I may have to take
Thank you, ma'am.
my
Thank you
leave.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and so nice to meet every one of you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's the level of commitment that she has shown, that though ma'am is to be present somewhere else, she said, I will come for the first hour and then sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You're always an inspiration. Thank you. Yes, over to Vaishali to invite Dr. Tavasilingam, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, Akshay, for an enlightening talk. Now let's welcome Dr. K. Tavasilingam. He is a professor at Sairam Eshwar Engineering College, India. He is an MBA coordinator and conference organizer. He is a researcher and development in computer-aided design. Yeah, sir, you can start your talk.
Thank you, Vaishali. Sir, can we have a presentation?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's loading.
Yes, ma'am.
We are able to view that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I hope everyone is able to view that.
Yes.
Before starting my presentation, I have to thank Seva ma'am and G20 Meet and our Eshwar Engineering College before starting my presentation. Today we are going to have a discussion on promoting greater integration across financial markets for small scale industries or medium scale industries. Myself, Dr. K. Tavasilingam, assistant professor in mechanical engineering department in Eshwar Engineering College, to have some discussion on this topic. Next slide. So these are the contents I'm going to discuss today. The introduction to SMEs and financial markets. So these are 6 contents I'm going to discuss today. Next slide. So before going to have a brief discussion on SMEs, this is a small example of how the business are growing. So how the financial markets will be useful, or the very important key points for the SMEs. So in first picture, we are seeing that a small planet is growing. It's a SME. So every leaf are being considered as a small businesses. In second image, we have drops of waters or rain. So without the water and other things, the plant able to grow. So such that a business must grow accordingly. So here the rains are very much important as the finance component. The finance components are very important for every and small scale and medium scale businesses. So next slide. So these are the roles of SMEs in global economy. Economy's contribution of SMEs. So in everywhere in all over the world, not only in India or anywhere in the world, the SME have an important role for developing the GDP in worldwide. So for driving economic growth, enhancing competition and fostering entrepreneurship spirit across the sectors. So for every entrepreneurs come through the way. So they are must across the SMEs. They are not able to start a bigger. They will start a small or medium scale enterprises at the beginning. Then later stage they may go across the point. So employment generation by the SMEs. Employment have the important point for the development countries. The development countries will have such an employment opportunity like China and India have more human resources. They must have such a qualities. Innovation and SMEs. So in recent days, the technologies are important for developing each sectors, especially SMEs. SMEs are often at the forefront of innovation, bringing new products and services to the market, which encourages technology advancement and improved efficiency in the various industries. Next slide. So this shows the market, financial markets. So all over the fields, if you are cultivating the field, before that we need a bare places. That's called a financial market. If your plant want to grow, rise up. So there we need a markets, especially financial markets. This image shows that lands are the financial markets to grow a plant like SMEs. Next slide. So over your financial market, how the financial market will be grown. So key participants in the financial market include individual investors, institutional investors, brokers, and market makers, all of who play a vital roles in the transaction execution and market stability. Next slide. So role of financial market, as I mentioned earlier, there are many lands may be there. There are many plants may be there, but right place for a plant should be very important for SMEs. So financial markets in SME plays an important role to develop the world GDP. Next slide. Next slide. So this is all says the integration of a small town have a economy of a heart. A town square have a marketplace, have the economy of the world as well as the town. So what we are saying, every people come and go there and buy some amount of groceries, whatever it is. But the economy depends on the markets. Next slide. So access to the capital, there are two factors are there to decide the capital to how we are accessing: equity financing and debt financing. Equity and debt financing are very important for the SMEs to borrow options through loans, credit cards, and other opportunities. And next slide. So financial markets, as I mentioned earlier, financial markets plays an important role. So where we can have a single penny of money to invest as well as gain some profits. So next slide. So this risk diversification, market risk, credit risk, and operational risk. Market risk in the sense once we are invested and keep a place on a particular environment, but it's not ideal for every businesses. So every business may have some struggles. Initially, at the starting of the business, and developing in stages, and creating risk by diversification clients and the suppliers. SMEs can lower exposure to the credit risk associated with many single customer or vendor, enhancing financial stability. Operational risk, it's a combination of both credit as well as market. So next slide. So suburban market development. Usually in worldwide, we are discussing about the cities and other urban, but whereas urban also very important points in terms of market development. So in nowadays, suburban or township plays an important role. Next slide. So enhancement of competitiveness. There are cross-border expansion and technological advancement. Not only the worldwide or national-wide, it can the landscape of the nation, each nation will be involved. Entering international markets enables SMEs to tap into the new customer bases and resources, enhancing market presence and competitiveness on global scale. Technological advancement, where nowadays many technologies are involved in the sense not only in a technical point of view. Now recent days AI and ML plays an important role in place of other technologies. Next slide. So barriers to market interaction of SMEs. Next slide. So these are all the barriers. So regulatory changes, for example, a government of a nation or worldwide, how we are able to implement, what are the barriers in the implementation of the SMEs. Compliance costs and difference in the regulations. As the previous co-speaker mentioned that the regulation and the laws also how to support the development of SMEs. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. Urban we discussed and suburban we had discussed and the rural discussed. The rural also very much important because the people who are poor or the people who are not able to cross the limits beyond the geographic level, they have to perform in their level. So rural development also very much important. And here the transparency issues and financial literacy will be a very much barrier for the rural peoples. Next slide. And structural hurdles. These are the structural hurdles for the developed SMEs. Next slide. Yes. Next slide. Next strategy for promoting integration. So capital markets. So capital markets not only by the financials things. Here the GDP and other in India we are calling as stock markets. This also plays an important role for SME development. Next slide. Policy and reforms. As I mentioned earlier, every government have a own policy worldwide. It has a own policy. It should be defined in crossing the borders to trade. Next slide. So policy reforms. So we have to reform the policy accordingly to develop the SMEs. So it's not about a state or a place or any particular nation. It's about all over the world. Next slide. Financial education programs. Yes, as we have G20 summit, similarly we have to conduct a more financial education programs throughout the nation and world. For example, a rural development program can conduct to aware the financial education about the aspects. So public awareness campaigns may conduct and trainings for the SME owners. They may aware of what the scenarios over the world. Next slide. So technological solution, as I mentioned, now the digital world is propagated many and fast. As Akshaya mentioned, the fintech innovation is also very much important. The blockchain and cryptocurrencies, these are the recent technologies in the upcoming days. Next slide. Case studies and best practices. Next slide. So some of the case studies must be do before going to implement any strategies. So there are two case studies are mentioned here: European Union SME policies and Asian integration initiations. So these are the two relations to for it. Next slide. Collaborative effort. So it's not only discuss about the point. Collaborative efforts means it's beyond the borders. So we can discuss about the points to other country members, towards our other colleagues to improve the SME policies. Next slide. So these are the lesson learned from the presentation: effective policy measure and collaborative efforts. Next slide. So conclusion, future outlook. Next slide. So it's the importance of integration. As I mentioned earlier, we have to integrate SME and financial markets. This is a main component in the SME development. Overcoming challenges. In every businesses, or small scale or medium scale, there is a challenges. We have to come over across. Next slide. So future perspective, as I mentioned, the future is run by AI, ML and new technology, blockchain, whatever it is. But we have to adopt in our business, in SMEs especially, to make it a successful one. Next slide. That's all about my presentation. Thanks for listening. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Tavasilingam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that presentation. Quite inspiring indeed. And quite a lot of things were shared in the presentation, which we were. I'll come back on that. And before that, I would like to take it from Dr. Anjum Qureshi. Welcome, ma'am. Kindly introduce yourself, and you can go ahead with your summary. Thank you. Ma'am, you are muted, I think. Your voice not heard, ma'am. Yes, doctor. Again, the same problem for you. Try speaking it. Kindly unmute yourself and try speaking, please. Kapilan, are you there to help us around?
I'm asking go out and come in again.
Okay. And you, ma'am? Sorry about it. Very sorry. Okay. Promoting greater integration across financial markets and SMEs can have numerous benefits, including, until Anjum Qureshi ma'am comes, I will just try to summarize. So, Dr. Tavasilingam was mentioning about the benefits of the integration. That is, with increased access to finance, that is, SMEs can access to the broader range of financial services and products. With the improved efficiency, that the integration can lead to more efficient allocation of the resources and the reduced transaction costs. With enhanced competitiveness, that is, the SMEs can compete more effectively in global markets. Instead of just remaining to the local markets, they can try export and import as such, and they can involve themselves in the global markets, such that a lot of trading can happen. With diversified risk, that is, when we talk about integration, that can help with the risk analysis and mitigation, and also enhancement, risk mitigation process enhancement, which will reduce the dependence of the single market sector, so that all sectors and all industries can work in collaboration in a more integrated form, such that it's, in simple words, what we can say is it's more like a barter system. In Esther years, down to the Silk Route ages, which I'm talking about, there used to be barter system. If I'm going to buy rice, I will not pay you money, but I will have dal, I will have lentils. I will give you lentils and I'll take the rice from you. So it's like that. So we can just work on those things. And addressing the challenges of the integration with the regulatory differences that can create barriers to integration with information asymmetry. This is one thing which is the key thing, that almost it has been overlooked, that the information which is being there, it's been overlooked, such that we fail to adhere to the compliancy factor of the local. And when we are going to export to other countries, it's very, very important at the very primitive level that we should know about the local expectations and local norms of that particular country where we are going to launch our financial market or product, etc. So in that case, we'll not struggle with the risk management system, with the cross-border transactions, such that the infrastructure will be insufficient and hinder the integration. To avoid all these things, strategies that we can work on promoting the integration is harmonizing the regulations. That's the key thing. Thank you, sir, for the frameworks and facilitate integration. End of the day, we all should succeed in whatever that we are doing. So in that case, let's harmonize the regulatory frameworks and work in a more congenial way, such that we accept and we adopt and we adapt to the expectations, such that everybody is happy, the exporter is happy, the receiver is happy, and the whole market is happy, such that. And how we can do this is, the basic thing is the financial literacy comes in vogue, educating the SMEs and the financial markets and the products which will improve the access to finance. As such, sir was mentioning about the different countries. When we talk about this, to do the financial literacy, what is the easy way of doing it is to keep up with the global trends and the modern trends, digitalization. Leveraging digital technologies that can enhance access to the financial services and improve our efficiency, and with the partners and collaborators, such that fostering partnership between SMEs, financial institutions, and the governments, especially to promote the integration process. So, providing financial services to the SMEs with all the risk management tools and other financial services, and the advisory services, such that let's be more proactive rather than becoming reactive, and keeping the innovation drive in accord and with all our financial products and services, which will promote greater integration across the financial markets and the SMEs for all the governments and all the stakeholders and financial institutions that can help to a more inclusive and effective financial system. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. That was a wonderful presentation, which is quite comprehensive in its own. And ma'am, welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Anjum Qureshi, ma'am, I'll hear from you, please.
Now I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And sir, that was really a very wonderful presentation where you're talking about financial marketing and financial market and the SMEs. Yes, as you said, the SMEs, they will help to create many jobs to generate income and promote innovation which will lead to increased productivity and economic growth. And of course, they will contribute to reduce poverty and inequality. And when we talk about the functioning of financial markets, they are very much essential to ensure long-term economic growth and financial stability, and provide a platform to raise and allocate capital efficiently, to manage risk, to determine asset prices, and inform investors of decisions. And you also talked about like suburban market development. Yes, of course, this is another thing that we must concentrate upon, because it will help in the growth and development of commercial and residential areas outside the central city. And it will be driven by factors like economic opportunities, demographic shift, and infrastructure investment. Then the one more thing that you pointed about was the technological advancements. These technological advancements, we know that it has transformed all the fields, especially similarly, if you talk about the financial services industry, technological advancements is going to help that. And you even talked about like fintech, that is the financial technology, and surely it will revolutionize the financial institutions. They will operate and deliver better services to the customers. And policy refinement, some of the key points that you highlighted, that the policy refinement, yes, the policy refinement should be there, because as the times are changing, the scenario of SMEs are changing. So there should be financial refinement. And financial education, that is very, very important, because though we are talking on a large scale about this, so until and unless the people have the financial education, this won't be possible. And yes, the collaborative approach that we talked about. Yes, we need to have the collaborative approach. We need to support each other, understand each other, because the kind of shift that we want, the kind of change that we want to bring into it, that requires that. And yes, as you concluded with, we need the future research on making this financial planning, the financial market, and the SME sustainable. So that was really a very good presentation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Vishwa.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a very comprehensive summary that you've given. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're back. Right. So moving ahead, Ms. Vaishali, can you invite the next speaker?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Chanslingam, for your profound insights. The next speaker is Dr. Amra, representing MGR University, and she's going to present with the topic of enhancing transparency and accountability, multilateral finance stability.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Dr. M. Amara, representing MGR University. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself also, ma'am? Please.
Yeah.
And,
this is Dr. M. Amara, working as Deputy HOD at Faculty of Law, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute. I'm here to just give you a glimpse of the title. God, 1 minute, ma'am. Let me share the screen. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Share.
Enhancing transparency and accountability.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it's
exactly
promoting sustainability, trust in the finance system.
Yeah.
It's going to be presented by Dr. M. Amara.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Your screen is loading, ma'am, actually.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So the title is Enhancing Transparency and Accountability for Multilateral Financial Stability. So in this, I have taken a subtopic called Strengthening Trust and Resilience in Global Financial System. So a very good evening to one and all present here. Today, I will be presenting the topic of this and moving on to the introductory part.
Now try going on to the presentation mode. Slideshow. Right on top, slideshow.
Slideshow.
Next to animation.
Next to animation. Slideshow. 1 minute.
From the current slide. Slideshow, you have clicked slideshow now. From the current slide.
From the current slide. From the current slide.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. It's perfect. Please go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the introductory part, basically, financial stability is the foundation of economic growth and global cooperation. Without transparency and accountability, trust actually erodes and crisis becomes more likely. This presentation basically highlights the steps where must to take reinforce these values across multilateral institutions. So basically, I will be giving the importance of financial stability globally and what is the exact importance of transparency and accountability in the said matter, and the connection with the multilateral cooperations with IMF. And these subtopics will be further classified as the challenges in the current system. Basically, the challenges include currently the financial system faces several challenges. Reporting standards vary across countries and institutions. Oversight is often basically fragmented, and in some cases, corruptions and mismanagements thrive. These weaknesses directly threaten global financial stability. So basically, the lack of standardized reporting mechanism, insufficient oversight mechanism, risk of corruption and mismanagement, impact on trust and financial crisis plays a crucial role. Basically, the key pillars of transparency include transparency starts with the open data. Institutions must share accurate, timely information about financial conditions and policies. Clear communication ensures all stakeholders, governments, business, and citizens understand the risk and plans. Independent auditing actually guarantees information which is very much trustworthy. So open access to financial data, clear communication of policies and strategies to the stakeholders, independent auditing and reporting standards, real-time risk disclosures. These are the basic key pillars of transparency where we can say that it is transparent. And moving on to understand the importance of accountability. Accountability, as you all know, it means setting a clear roles and responsibility for all actors or stakeholders. When things go wrong, there must be some consequences. Accountability also means enabling the citizens, investors, and the international community to hold decision makers responsible for their action. In simple words, you can say the liability of the stakeholders. So what can be the pillars of the so-called accountability? It might be clearly defining the clear roles and the responsibilities of the stakeholders, strong enforcement mechanism, sanction for non-compliances, and encouraging stakeholders. As a basic lawyer, I would like to emphasize the liability of the stakeholders. Only once you define the actual roles and responsibilities, then only you can able to demarcate the liabilities. So this you call it as in law, you call it as a division of power. Wherever there is distribution of power, you must make it as division of power. Then only you can go for accountability. So this is an important concept. Moving on to understand the role of multilateral institutions. In order to have a financial stability, the key role to be played by the multilateral institutions include, say, for example, International Monetary Fund, World Bank Group, Financial Stability Board, regional development banks, their roles in promoting best practices. Organizations like IMF, World Bank, regional banks play a key role. They can set international standards, provide technical assistance, and act as watchdogs. Multilateral institutions must lead by example, demonstrating strong governance and transparency themselves. As we have seen the importance of precedent, these will be taken as an organization which will be playing a key role when it comes to the financial stability. Moving on to understand the tools and mechanisms on financial stability, technology may be a powerful ally. Public dashboards increase visibility into financial flows. Peer reviews encourage best practices. New technology includes blockchain, existing possibilities for tracking how funds are used with minimal risk of tampering. Exactly will help to understand or will be more into this financial stability in order to have a greater system of auditing. This tools and mechanism, as we are moving into a digital era, this plays a very crucial role. And I've taken few case studies also for a good example as well as for a bad example. The success stories like World Bank Open Data Initiative shows the transparency builds credibility. On the other hand, basically the Greek debt crisis and the 2008 financial crash basically highlights the devastating consequence of opacity and misreporting. We must learn from both from the good example as well as from the bad example. And moving on to understand, to make it very simple, I have brought in few recommendations. Going forward, we must adopt standardized transparency guidelines. Independent audits should be made mandatory. Building public-private partnership can, in fact, enhance oversight. Finally, multilateral institutions should invest in helping countries develop the necessary capacity to implement reforms. On conclusion, I have set 4 goals. Transparency and accountability are non-negotiable. In conclusion, transparency or accountability aren't just ideals. They're necessary for preventing crisis and ensuring sustainable growth. Strengthening these principles will build trust, resilience, and safer global financial environment. It includes collective effort needed for resilient global finance, building trust, final call to action. So these are all the basic criteria we need to look into it. And I find this, I really thank to offer me such a golden opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Amara.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, that was a wonderful presentation. Dr. Greenbrigade, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Amara. That was really a wonderful presentation. As we were talking about this transparency and accountability, because of course these two are very important characteristics that we and they are fundamental, in fact, to maintain a stable and trustworthy financial system. Like you were talking about transparency, it will help to build trust among the stakeholders and have a more stable and resilient financial system, because by openly when the companies or the institutions will be sharing their financial information, the organization and the individuals will have a better accountable and collaborative environment, which is required for the long-term financial success. When the financial accountability is, it is when everyone in the company will take responsibility for the money, and this will help in developing trust, help management take better decisions, in fact, smart decisions, and it will keep the country on the track for long-term success. And as you were talking about technology, here's one of the technologies like blockchain. So yes, blockchain is a wonderful technology that can streamline banking and lending services. It will reduce the counterparty risk. It will decrease the issuance and settlement times because it allows authenticated documentation and real-time verification, because in this era when we talk so much about the data privacy and security, so this blockchain is surely going to help in the financial stability. And the multilateral institutions like you talked about, like the multilateral institutions like the IMF and the World Bank, it will provide a platform for the member countries to collaborate on economic and financial matters, and it will help in fostering a shared understanding and also addressing the global issues. So that is all from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Rishi. Thanks for the quintessential summary that you have highlighted upon there. Enhancing transparency and accountability in multilateral finance is crucial for promoting sustainability and the trust. The key word there is a trust in the global financial system. I think that's the thing. That's a key word that has always lost the key. That is always in the lost and found, unfortunately. That leads to the key aspects of transparency and accountability. When it comes to the clear reporting, the regular and the detailed reporting on the financial transactions, projects, and outcomes. With the open data management, as you know, there is a threat which is involved in it, a direct and indirect threat. When it is direct threat, we welcome it because it is open and we are able to see and we are convinced of what we are seeing. But there is an indirect threat, anything which is digital, when it comes to the data management, there is always a threat of people stealing our data. So that also to be taken into consideration. Thank you, Dr. Amara. So financial data accessible, usable and shareable to promote.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Transparency and analysis with the stakeholder engagement. Thereby will be very successful in stakeholder engagement, engaging in diverse stakeholders, including civic society, to ensure that concerns and the needs that are to be addressed locally, relating it to the international market as well, so that we are bridging the gap between the two, with the independent oversight of establishing mechanisms to monitor and evaluate the financial institutions' performances globally, such that there is a portal where everything is uniform and everybody is able to view each other's performance and validate it as such. That's a key thing. In fact, that's quite a visionary site that we're able to see there. So the benefits of doing such a transparency and accountability record is that which will increase the trust such that among stakeholders, including investors, citizens, and the governments, where the investors are not at the battling always, with improved decision-making, with accurate and timely information which are available to them for informed decision-making, reducing corruption with transparency and accountability, which will prevent corruption and ensure funds are used for not for their intended purposes, but for the common purposes, with enhanced stability, thereby reducing the financial crisis or the risks, challenging the challenges, and creating more pathway for the opportunities. With the complexity of the multilateral finance involves complex transactions, making transparency and accountability, with data standardization, technology enhancement with leveraging technology such as blockchain, etc., that you have mentioned already, and working on international cooperation among governments and institutions and stakeholders that will really enhance the contributing to the more stable and trustworthy global financial system. But the key takeaway from your thing, what is that? Is that there is a place for every man's need, but there is no place for any man's greed. So the love of money is the root for all evil. And definitely greed is not a financial issue. Greed is a bottomless pit which exhausts the person's endless effort to satisfy one man's need without ever reaching satisfaction. So on that note, we conclude Dr. Amara's thing. So presentation, the deliberation taken into account on a common note. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks for that. Really, it's a call to the world, which will definitely be looked into. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Amara. Moving on, may I request Ms. Vaishali?
Yeah.
To invite the next speaker.
So, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Amara, for sharing your valuable thoughts. The next speaker I would like to invite is Professor Eshwar Charles, representing International Internship University in Latvia. Is an academician, professor, insurance consultant, and accountant, admin and manager, and is an international motivational speaker, founder dynamic of Peace Rescue Mission International. Welcome.
Thank you, His Excellency Professor Charles. Please, the podium is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. My dear sister, I need to thank you, Dr. Sukuma. God will to lift you up and bless you. From what we have been doing so far, I thank God for the topic. Very interesting. I enjoyed all the speakers. I want to talk on financial literacy. It's a state of art of safe and sustainable financial freedom globally. Looking at the statistics, globally, we can say we have 38% of account holders. Adults are financially illiterate. As at 57% of account holders in major advanced economy and 30% in major emerging economy. Globally, financial freedom measured by account holders and access to financial services has significantly increased in the recent year. As at 2021, 76% of the world adult population, including 71% in developing countries, had access to an account. The growth is partly attributed to the increasing adoption of digital financial services, including mobile money. The key statistics include account holders globally. 76% of adults have an account with financial institution or mobile money provider, up from 51% in 2011. Developing economy. In developing economy, 71% of adults have an account and a 30% point increase in the last decade. In digital payment, we also have nearly two-thirds of the adults have made or received digital payment in the past year. In the area of financial resilience, half of adults in developing countries can access emergency fund within 30 days. In the area of gender gap, the gender gap in account holder in developing economy has decreased to 6% points from from 9% points. In the area of economic freedom, the economic freedom of the world index shows that global economic freedom has seen some fluctuation about continuous to grow overall. That in 2022, report found that the average rating of economic freedom fell slightly in 2020, but prior to that, there had been consistent improvements. And when we look at it from the statistic of financial freedom in 2024, we can see the countries like when you look at the freedom for this same country, USA about 80%, 80, UK 80, Switzerland, Singapore, Denmark, Australia, they are 80 as in percentage of financial freedom. When we look at the 7%, we look at Spain, we look at Portland, we look at Morocco, Israel, Ireland, Germany, Colombia, they are 70. When you talk of 60% financial freedom, we look at the area of Turkey, we look at Portugal, Mexico, Italy, and we look at Indonesia. When we talk about 40% financial freedom, the country, you look at Togo, South Africa, you look at Senegal, you look at Nigeria, you look at India, you look at Angola, you look at Gabon. When we talk of the countries that are having financial freedom of 50%, you look at Zambia, you look at Tanzania, you look at Kenya, Egypt, Gambia, you look at Cameroon, you look at Brasilia. So all these, and when you talk about 30% financial freedom, look at Tunisia, you look at Congo, you look at Lebanon, you look at Nepal, you look at Algeria, look at Burundi, all those areas. When you talk of 20%, you look at Senegal, you look at China, you look at Ethiopia, you look at Sudan, you look at Togo, and when we talk of 10%, Zimbabwe, look at Iran, you look at Cuba, Venezuela, and when you talk of 0%, the northern Korean. But when we look at the main thing we should look at in the area of what it entails, we can see that financial literacy is an act or a state of safe and sustainable financial freedom globally in the area of sustainable. It enables you to make informed decisions about borrowing, repayments, and your overall financial well-being. By undertaking and effectively managing debts, individuals can achieve greater financial security and work towards their long-term financial goals. And financial literacy is crucial for individual and society, even to the globe, as it empowers people to make informed financial decisions, managing their money effectively and achieving their financial goals. Financial literacy helps individuals understand concepts. What are these concepts? There are 4 pillars of financial literacy. We look at the budgeting, we look at the savings, we look at the investing, and we look at the debt management, leading to a greater financial security and well-being. Everyone wants well-being, want a good area. It will also interest us to know that leveraging on these 4 pillars I said earlier, one will consider how to build wealth, want to build wealth. So when we look at the area of budgeting, is a proactive approach to organizing your finances. Proactive. What I mean by that, a budget tracks what you earn and what you spend and ensures you have more money coming in than you have going out. This allows you to cover the cost of living, to afford the things that are important to you, and to plan towards short and long-term goals. It's important to know that financial literacy is important for both individual, society, and the globe, which I analyzed earlier. Savings, when we look at the area of savings, savings is allocating a portion of your income for future needs and emergency. It is the consistently setting money aside over time. It is the portion of income not spent in current expedition It is not spent immediately. It is the money set aside for future use. There are 4 pillars, as I rightly said: savings, spending, earnings, and giving. In the area of savings, 4 pillars: savings, spending, earning, and giving. There are rules to savings. What are the rules? Like 50% of your money is put towards needs. 30% is also put towards wants, and 20% is put towards savings. It is paramount to know this so as to know how to differentiate it. When we talk about the area of investing, it's about putting your money to work by acquired asset that grows through compounding returns. And when we talk of debt management, this is the art of managing debts, which is also called credit counseling service. Credit counseling service, which consolidates your unsecured debts into 1 month payment, which is sent directly to your creditors by the credit counseling service. The process of planning your debt, liability, and repayment is called debt management. And debt management is analyzed by determining your debt to income ratio. And how do we calculate it? To calculate it, this metric tally all your minimum monthly debts payments, including your mortgage or your rent or your student or your auto or your loan payments, and divide it, the total, by your retired monthly income. The result will be in the form of percentage. And the key to managing debt is taking on only as much as you can afford to repay, as much as you can afford to repay. And one way to do that is to determine your debt to income ratio, which I earlier said. We have 5 C's of debts, called 5 C's of credit, includes capacity, capital, condition, character, collateral. Note that there is no regulatory standard that requires the use of the 5 C's of credit, but the majority and the learner review most of this information prior to allowing a borrower to take on debts. We also have 5 P's of credit, and now 7 P's. What are the 5? Persons, payment, principles, purpose, and protection. What are the 7 P's? We have a productive purpose, we have a personality, we have a productivity, we have a face disbursement, we have proper utilization, we have payment, and we have protection. We also have what we call LAPP, and we also have what we call ACMPARI. What is LAPP? When you are doing a debt or something, you must put into consideration L. L is liquidity, and A is what? Activity, and P is what? Profitability, and P is what? Potential. All these are very valid when we are talking of debt management. And the other area of ACPAROI, we talk of your character. You look at your character, which is C. Look at your ability, which is A. Look at your margin, which is M. Look at your P, purpose, the amount you are borrowing, and also the repayments. And the other one, to crown it of the insurance aspect of it. In case you are not there, what will now be? They will ask you to go and do insurance, of which, thank God, I want to be expert today. When we talk of debt management strategy, it's all about to ensure that the government financial needs and its payment obligations are met at the lowest possible cost over the medium to long run, consistent with a prudent degree of risk. How do we look at financial literacy in the area of individual, society, and the globe? In the area of individual, we look at it improve a financial decision on your spendings, your savings, your investment. Then you will be able to at least do better in the area of financial outcome. When we talk of individuals for financial literacy helping, we look at the area of reduced stress. Look at that, stress and anxiety. Nobody wants stress. To avoid such, you need to be financial illiterate. To reduce, you are now able to control your finances, ability to control your finances shows that stress will be reduced and that anxiety will be reduced. What also advantage you get in individual in the area of financial literacy, where better you know, it builds wealth. Everybody wants wealth. You build it, better you know, you now have the knowledge and the skills to make informed investments. Since you are aware of what is going on, you'll be able to make informed, that's why we call it informed investment. And when you look at for individual area, look at avoiding financial pitfall. What do I mean by that? Since you are now aware of your financial concept, it will help you to recognize and avoid all the scammers, all the predatory lendings, and other financial traps. They are always trapped in financial area. Since you are aware of your financial, you are very sound about it. It avoids that traps. You avoid it. In the area of individual, we look at the area of achieving financial growth or goals. You can now save towards life-saving events, like plan for your retirement, plan for your children's education, plan for your own education, by the time you are aware of it. When you look at individual too, it helps you to effectively manage your money. Since one is being equipped with the skills, it gives you the opportunity to create budget, to track up your expenses and to manage your debts. Being sound in the area of financial areas. Also giving back, it helps you in the area of giving back. You can now manage your finances and give to others. Since you know you can control your finances, you know what your finances is all about, you'll be able to give. People don't know what their finances is, so they find it difficult to give. Look at the area of financial independence. Since that you have that financial literacy, since you are aware about your finances, you now achieve greater financial independence and security. When you look at the globe and the society, we look at you have a stable economy, you have a stable growth, you will be happy. And by the time you are happy, I am telling you, the economy will also grow. When the economy grows, you look at the area of savings, look at the area of investment, look at the area of making responsible borrowing decision, and you look at the area of you bring growth, the area of improved public policy. If you see that whatever thing you are bringing as regard, you will be able to talk very well. The policy of the economy will improve. Include poverty and equality. Look at reduce poverty and equality. One will be better equipped to engage in public discourse, advocate for policies that support economic well-being. All these are very vital and very paramount. And financial literacy contributes to more stable, prosperous economy by promoting responsible financial behavior. Look at it, financial behavior. Parents plays a crucial role in modeling responsible money behavior. Let us always discuss with our financial decision with them, with the children. Encourage open conversation about savings goals, emphasizing that saving can be a form of friend or family activity. Therefore, consider offering reward and incentive for good saving habits to reinforce positive behavior. Dear friends, let us always use strategy in setting clear financial goals, in budgeting, in forecasting, in risk management to ensure our decision-making outcome. Accurate financial reporting support in informed decision by providing data-driven insights and fostering transparency. This is very, very key. Sustainable financial is the set of principles, standards, norms, regulation, products that pursue financial return alongside environmental and social. We also look at promoting sustainability practice in a workplace by doing what? By reducing environmental impact, by reducing waste, by recycling, by improving employees' health, and also creating a more friendly, productive environment. Sustainability financial framework includes the green, the society, the environmental, the sustainability, and the sustainability are linked with the financial with a specific purpose and general purpose is inclusive. Sustainable financial is necessary because it is a long-term value creation. It is all about learning sustainable financial, which helps professionals understand how a company can position themselves for long-term success by becoming more resilient to environmental and social risks. This is key and very, very important. The objectives of involving management, financial management include maintaining enough supply of funds for the organization, ensuring shareholders get good returns on their investment, optimizing and efficient utilization of funds, and also creating real and safe investment opportunity. God desire for individuals to achieve financial independence and security, allowing them to live freely and generously. This freedom is not just about accumulating wealth, but also about being free from debt, the love of money, and the stress of financial worry, enabling individuals to serve God and others more fully. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7 said, the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. This proverb warns about the danger of debt and the potential for the enslaving of individuals. And Timothy chapter 1, verse 6 to 10, chapter 6, 10, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. This verse warns against the danger of the love of money, which can lead to various problems. Galatians chapter 5, verse 1 tells us, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm, then do not let yourself be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. This verse emphasizes the freedom that Christ offered and the need to resist all forms of bondage, including financial bondage. My dear friends, it's always good to be vast, to be knowledgeable. By the time we are knowledgeable, we know what is going on, and we'll be able to face it squarely. I thank you, my Dr. Sukab. I thank God for you, Kumar. I thank God and I pray that God will come to sustain us so that we'll be able to showcase the glory of God concerning all these courses, all these topics. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. May God bless us all. Thank you. It is well with us.
Thank you. Thank you for your blessings, Professor Charles. Thank you. That had everything. I think you have covered almost every single aspect of it, but I would like to take it after Dr. Anjum Kuresh. Dr. Anjum, please.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, Professor Charles. That was really a very insightful presentation. And as you were talking about financial literacy, obviously, we know that it has played a very important role in shaping societies and having significant impact on the individuals and families and communities. That it is linked to their financial attitude and behavior. And earlier when we talked about financial knowledge in the past, about a few years ago, so we used to talk about only simple budgeting and saving. But however, with the rise of digital banking and the complex investment products that are coming in and the interconnected global economy that we are having, so we need to have a deeper understanding of the financial literacy, how the financial tools are working, what are the different strategies towards it. And today's society is, as you said, it demands for financial literacy as an essential tool, but essential life skill, we can say, which is very important for navigating an economy driven by technology, by consumerism, and the ever-changing financial landscape. It is a very important tool for national development, as I said, because it will empower the individuals to manage their finances effectively and contribute to economic growth. And understanding financial principles, it is very, very important, especially for women, if I say, because it will help them making informed decisions independently, and it will reduce their dependence on their many friends or their relatives for the financial matters, and it will help in building confidence among them. It will help them enable women to make better choices and have benefit for their personal and financial and family finances. And yes, not only for women, but the financial literacy at an early age is also very, very much important, and all of us should understand like the ABC of literacy. As young as possible, the children should be taught about this so that we save ourselves from major financial problems in life. And there is somewhere a need to just close this gap of this financial knowledge. And as you rightly pointed out, with so much of data about financial literacy, so it is no surprise that some of the least successful countries are those that have that are least financially illiterate. So we need to advocate for higher financial literacy, and this is another important thing that we should concentrate upon for a more sustainable world. Thank you. That's what I had from my side, and once again, thank you for the insightful presentation.
Thank you, Anjum Kurushi, ma'am. That was as usual. What else can we expect from you? That's exactly, you have just given the quintessential of the thought. And thank you, Professor Charles. That was, though you started with the more relating it to the global awareness and talking about the programs and taking examples from different parts of the globe as such, and ending it with a philanthropic note saying that be very genuine, be very contented, such that you don't have the greed to just take away other people's norms and other things. Well, one thing that is for sure, financial literacy is the ability to understand effectively the various use of the financial skills, including the personal financial management, which actually leads to the budgeting, as Ma'am Qureshi was also highlighting, which in previous years that we used to talk about budgeting, but now it is more kind of from the budgeting, it has moved on to the investing factor, because more or less like everyone is turning into an entrepreneur, even student entrepreneurs are coming up. So when you are financial literate, there you have an essential foundation for a smart relationship with money, which is a key thing that is going to take you for the problem, because lack of money is not a problem. It's mere a system of what's going on inside you. The number one problem in today's generation is the lack of financial literacy. That's what is the thing. So when we talk about the student generation, as Professor was also mentioning about taking it to the schools and education institutions, 63% said that they hold in a bank account, but building a society for in either post office or the credit union, and 62 have said that they hold the payment for a debit card, and 66% of the younger generation have said that they made the payment through the mobile phones of the previous 12 months, and 86% have said that they bought at least something online, either for themselves or for the family. So what does this mean is that with the lack of the financial literacy, people have started using it without even knowing exactly where they were heading to, and which shows a surge in the financial inexperienced, overconfident young people investing in the financial markets. And this is again a concern, again begs for a question whether the young investors should be made to prepare for sound financial decisions, especially anyway, I leave it there as a question as such, which will be addressed at the later stage. So when we go through the financial literacy, it is associated with the positive financial behaviors, as ma'am was mentioning, and high performance in the financial literacy were more likely than the lower performers to report. That is, to take some factuals, only 72% have saved some money globally, and 50% have compared the prices in different shops before buying something. So definitely the opportunities to develop financial skills remain uneven. So this is the major crisis for the challenge that has to be addressed at the very younger generation, because they are going to be the future of the world. So when it's such a case, factors such as social economic background, gender, family environment play a very significant role in the extent in which a young person feels comfortable while using these financial tools. And students from disadvantaged social economic backgrounds should not be encouraged or should have been given very little exposure, such that 12% of the variation will be there in the performance, underlining the importance of the given to the students of the equal opportunities to learn more about money better than the peer-offs. So when it is such a case, thanks for taking all those citations from the globe. Social economic status explains 19% of the variation from financial literacy performance in Peru and 7% in the Norway, thereby summing it up to 12% of the variation in the financial literacy performance. That's what the OECD report says, as Dr. Professor was mentioning. Thanks, Professor Charles, for highlighting it from all the countries of Peru, Hungary, Bulgaria, Belgium, Malaysia, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Netherlands, Portugal. Thank you for all those highlights. End of the day, is there a solution for us? Yes. It all lies with the governance. So the governments are to play a very critical role to play in ensuring that the younger generation, especially those from the underprivileged background, who are with the threats of handling this finance without knowing the importance of the significance or even the threats which are involved in it, should be given the opportunity to develop the financial literacy skills. They should promote the safe, age-appropriate opportunities for students to learn how to use the financial services to make financial decisions. And the governments can always bridge this knowledge gap by systematically incorporating financial literacy into the school curriculum. Thank you so much, sir. Ensuring it's taught to all the students, and this is more relevant to, as it can be always related to PISA. That shows the students have been exposed to the tasks in school, exposing the financial issues to perform better. As such, they take it up on data handling and also talking about the entrepreneurship, which is going to be the future for 2030. So moving ahead, more discussions will come next week. Thank you so much. So in the rapidly evolving digital financial world, young people should be exposed to the financial products than ever before, and a proper education and support will do good in creating equal opportunities for financial learning, developing financial skills for the safe engagement, and to empower the next generation to be more confident and smart across the financial world. Thank you, Professor. Thanks for those highlights. Thank you. So without taking much time, may I request Ms. Vishali to invite the next speaker, as we are going to sum it up with the SMEs once again, because we're talking about entrepreneurship. So I think we have Dr. Arul King, who's going to talk on proper greater integration across the financial markets as SMEs and entrepreneurships involved. Yes, over to Vaishali. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Charles, for enlightening and thought-provoking session. The next speaker I would like to invite is Dr. J. Arul King, a smart working researcher representing St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, India, is currently doing his research in medical image processing and machine learning. Welcome you, sir.
Sir, your screen is quite visible. We can check your audio once and then you can go ahead. Dr. Arul, we welcome you on board. Thank you. No, it was on the presentation mode, sir.
Now it is okay. Can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. The screen is quite visible, but you can go on to the presentation mode from the current slide. Either you click there or you can just... Okay. Yes, there you are. Yes, quite. Thank you, Professor. Please go ahead. Okay. Welcome you from St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Just I'm going to give a small hint about the strengthening financial system and capital frameworks. Okay, so myself, J. Arul King, so assistant professor in St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. So this is my first session coming to this IGEN Sustainable Development Goals meet. Okay, so regarding this introduction about this topic is importance of a strong financial system. Okay, so we need to develop an important strong financial system is needed. And that is like banking, you have already said, no, regarding the bank accounts, how they manage, how the youngsters are doing. The strong financial system we need to develop, and the importance should be given. And next is impact of economic growth and stability. How based upon all these, how the economic growth and the stability will arise. And next, the purpose of the capital framework. Okay, that's also been important in this scenario. Next is the challenges in current financial systems. Okay, the main important challenge is market volatility. Okay, the market is normally going ups and downs based upon say, tensions between wars or any other measures. No, so there may be some wars will have a market volatility, or the COVID. You know, this made a very bad market analysis. And next is the regulatory gaps. Okay, so the people who want to regulate the market. So SEBI in India, SEBI has to do all these things. RBI has to control. So there should be a good regulatory team that should be monitor the market and the financial things. Next is the important thing today is AI in cyber security threats. So artificial intelligence that gives more benefits, as well as the cyber security threats have a main important role in the financial system. And next, because most of the financial system is digitized today. So paperwork have been removed, or it is not at all available. Only the digital financial system is there. So we have to be very clear in the cyber security threats. And next is the global interconnectedness risks. So that's the main important challenge. One country to another country, how we interconnect the money value, all these things. So that's the main important thing. And next is the key components for strong financial systems. So, and the points, one main point is already discussed very often, that is transparency and accountability. Okay, that's the main important thing. So in digitization, so in India, we see that transparency and accountability is improving and improved a lot. And the key components may be the effective risk management. So how we manage the risk. So every day there can be a risk. So how to manage that, and regulatory oversight. So how the regulatory people have oversight. Next, the financial inclusion. So we have how many governing body, and how the people work on this financial inclusion. Okay. Next, the capital framework overview. Okay, how the capital framework is a structured approach for determining and maintaining capital needs to support an organizational operation for financial stability. Okay, so how the support the financial stability, and the role of safeguarding institute. Okay, how we perform the role of the safeguarding the institutions that are highly working, and the Basel Accords. So basics of what are we have, that's international banking regulation developed, and that is banking supervision, primarily focusing on improving the banking supervision and strengthening and international financial system, how they process and how they do. So all these things we need. Next is enhancing the capital requirement. So how we improve the capital requirement is minimizing the capital standards and the capital buffers, or the wastage of the capital, what it is there, that's how it can be used. And next is the stress testing and the scenario, and how we analyze the capital, how it is flow, where it is go, inflow and outflow, all these things. Next, the risk-based supervision. So important thing is when risk comes, how we supervise all these things. So that's the main important scenario. And the shifting from compliance-based to risk-based approach, supervise how the supervisory review process works, and tailoring the oversight of systematic institution. Okay. And next is the building resilience, diversifying the funding source. Whatever we invest, there should not be a single source investment. So it should be diversified. Funding sources should be there, and equity risk management. Converting all the resilience into the liquidity-based risk management, and recovery and planning, resolution planning should be properly maintained for this. Okay, case studies, we have seen the lessons from financial crisis. Best examples, COVID. COVID have given a very big importance of how the world suffered because of the COVID, and how the financial crisis come, and the success. So even in 2008, 2009, how the market has been gone down and how it is developed. So this should be there, and there is a best practice and conclusions. The main important one point I discussed is importance of continuous improvement. So whatever we do, there should be a continuous improvement. Okay, well, every day there can be an improvement in the financial structure, structuring, supervising, regulatory, all these things. And the future trend should be in digital finance, and other how to focus the risk based upon this, and strengthening the framework proactively. That's the main important key challenge. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's a very short and sweet presentation indeed. Yes, over to Dr. Anjum Qureshi, please.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was again a very nice presentation, very insightful. And yes, as you were talking about financial systems, yes, they are very, very important because they promote economic growth through various mechanisms. It was mobilizing savings by providing individuals, households with different avenues for depositing funds to investment, to investing in the financial market. And they contribute to economic stability, they support monetary policy, they help regulate the financial activity. And in fact, overall, we can say that the financial systems are important for functioning and development of economy. They are playing a a very crucial role in ensuring fair practice for assets in the commodity. And as we were talking about some of the challenges, is of course with the increasing reliance on the technology and the digital infrastructure, cybersecurity has become a significant challenge for these financial systems. The cyber attacks, data breaches, and identity theft. They are posing a greater risk on the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the financial data and the transaction. Then, along with that, these technological advancements where we have started using artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the fintech innovation. So, though these are transforming the financial industry, but these innovations are bringing benefits like increased efficiency and financial inclusion. They are introducing new risks like data privacy concerns, potential disruption of the traditional business model. So, as I said, yes, it is very, very important for the policymakers, for the financial institution, and also we as individuals to work together to enhance the transparency, the regulatory frameworks that should be done, and also to look at the technological advancements and how to know how to use it better to ensure the stability and the reliance of the system. And of course, as I said, we need continuous improvement, and also we need to strengthen the framework for having this financial stability that we're talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. So with that note, we have come to the end of the session. Now it's open for jam session. 1 minute, each person who's right now on this dais. We start with Dr. Elena, please. 1 minute, please, with the due adherence and consideration about everyone who is present here in the session, please. 1 minute each. Yes, ma'am, about today's session, quickly.
Thank you very much for the word. Today conference is very interesting, very participant interesting team, and better time for us. Better time for us, human population in the world, peace, health, and no war. Peace and humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Ribeiro, please.
Thank you very much. I would like to highlight in this very important Congress, it's about the green fiscal reform. Governments should adopt carbon pricing mechanisms, such as carbon taxes and cap and trade system, to reflect the true environmental costs of production and consumption, redirecting subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources, incentivizes clean innovation, and reduces harmful emissions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor. Yeah. So should I go back to Professor Charles? Professor Charles, 1 minute, please. Okay, Dr. Anjum Qureshi, please.
Yeah, thank you. I must say that it was a very interesting session, and I learned a lot. And I had a very little knowledge about this financial stability and inclusivity that we're talking about. In fact, I learned a lot. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, Professor Arun, please.
I was listening when you called me.
Okay.
Yeah. My round.
1 minute.
Now is this. Financial freedom encourages trust in God's provision, while cautioning against the danger of debt and the love of money. The ultimate goal is to be free from the bondage of financial concern and to use resources responsibly in a way that reflects God's love and grace. Romans chapter 8 verse 2 says, "For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death, and the freedom extended to all aspects of life, including our finances." May God bless us as we listen. May God come to strengthen us so that we keep on waxing stronger. And that financial freedom is ours because we have everything. One with God has everything. And God will take care of us. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. That's one insight I would like to share on behalf of Mr. Pradeep Mahapatra, representation from MP's office. It's a good reflection. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pradeep. Yes, Professor Dr. Arul. Would you like to add on there? Dr. Arul King.
It's a very good session today. This is the first session I have joined today, and it's a very good session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Akshaya, would you like to add on there, please? Ms. Akshaya, if you're there. Yes, Ms. Vaishali.
So first of all, thank you for having me here. This is the second International G20 meet I'm attending. First meet, I had the opportunity to represent the topic of renewable energy, saving our future. So this time, I had the opportunity to invite the speakers. So to this opportunity, I would like to thank Dr. Tanuja for taking up me in this role, and also Dr. Sridivya ma'am. So she's the one who encouraged me both the meet, the last meet also she encouraged me, and this meet also she encouraged me. So thank you, ma'am. And I need to thank each and everyone in this meet. And being a first year student, I got the chance to learn what are all the new things that you were presented today. So thank you for this. Thank you, ma'am.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Vaishali. That I'm happy that you're being a part of among the very eminent dignitaries and the eminent speakers across the globe. And thank you so much. Thanks for taking part in it. And your participation and your support was quite invaluable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Time to work with you more and more. So to conclude on financial literacy, exactly what is it all about and how we can go about it. Definitely, it is a crucial aspect of achieving safe and sustainable financial freedom globally. It will empower the individuals to make informed decisions about financial resources, managing risks, mitigating risks, and thereby achieving a safe financial goal, thereby in whichever profession they are in. So the key components goes as basic understanding the basic financial concepts such as budgeting, saving, and investing in the local arena in the first place, and then move on to the national level and getting onto the global forum or the global market. Thereby, what we enhance with the skills of financial planning that aligns with the individual goals and priorities, and then relating it to the local community, and then the national level, and state level, district level, and then goes on to the next level. Thereby, we engage ourselves with the understanding of the managing the financial risks such as debt, inflation, market volatility, etc., with the investment knowledge of investment in different opportunities and with the expansion strategies, etc., etc., so that we are equipped to make informed financial decisions that will enable us to handle the financial resources carefully, to have a very inclusive, sustainable finance management systems in vogue, thereby helping to manage the risks and achieve the financial stability. For what is the reason? To have enhanced financial well-being, to avoid all aftermaths, and to improve the overall financial well-being, thereby reducing financial stress, thereby encouraging and promoting, augmenting in economic growth with the proper decision-making process and the financial behavior which is involved therein. So we have addressed the challenges of the financial literacy with saying that limited access to financial education, which should be made open. Complexity of handling the financial products should not be, which are very difficult to understand, should be made, every single stakeholder should be made to understand the key nuances of it and will be able to handle it in a better way for handling the behavior biases, such as confirmation, the emotional decision-making, etc., 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 the threats which are being involved. With the strategies of promoting financial literacy, as we're using financial education programs to cater to all diverse needs and audiences, with the handling of the digital financial tools which are involved in it, that is leveraging digital technologies to provide accessible and engaging financial literacy tools. Thirdly, partnership and collaboration by fostering partnerships and between the financial institutions when working in collaboration with the government and other stakeholders to promote financial awareness, knowledge campaign, and the financial literacy, sharing best practices, such that to handle the cultural sensitivity of developing financial literacy programs that are culturally sensitive and relevant to the diverse population. So by promoting this, the financial literacy, whether it is for the individual or the organization, the government, we can all work together to achieve this for the safe and sustainable financial freedom globally. Thank you so much. That was really a wonderful session, a very insightful session with very huge takeaways for today. Thanks to all the eminent speakers who have joined and who have addressed. My special thanks to Dr. Delton Rubello, Dr. Elena Boswick, Dr. Professor Charles, Dr. Arul King, Dr. Amara, and Dr. Reena Williams, and Akshaya. Definitely, though as a student, she had quite insightful thoughts that were to be shared, and Dr. Tavasilingam as well. And on that note, allow me to thank all our community partners, GSFN, Global Sustainable Futures, IIU International University, International Internship University, University of Research and Foundation, the Institution of Green Engineers, Good Wish and Seva Trust, IGEN Global, Amity University, Dubai, and Sairam Group with Sri Eshwari College of Engineering, and Sairam Group with Sairam Group of Institutions, and Dr. India Education Research and Institute, Sri Eshwar College of Engineering, St. Xavier's College of Engineering, JNN Institute of Engineering, St. GRACIAS Legacy Foundation, and Global Foundation for Peace, and also Universal Human Values, and the Greenbrigade. Thank you so much. Until we meet again with the next topic, the following topic of taxation. It's bye from all of us, and we are closed here on time. So I'm so happy to say that. And big thanks to both our moderators, Dr. Anjum Qureshi and Dr. Reena Williams. Thank you. Until we meet again next week for the next Sunday with another topic, it's bye from all of us. Thank you. Good night. Good night from UAE.